My name is Parker Destin. I am a lifelong resident of Destin, Florida, Okaloosa County, born and raised. I went to school from kindergarten through 12th grade here, graduated of Fort Walton Beach High School. I left and went to school, got an undergraduate degree at the University of Tampa in business. Then I got lost along the way and became a lawyer thereafter and practiced for about 6 years, came home and practiced for a while, and then had an opportunity to get back into the restaurant business. I never really left the restaurant business, but I'm back in it. Starting around 2018, we opened up another location of Dewey's over in Navarre, Florida. And along with my food truck, my wife and I started another business, Pink Coyote Ice Cream Dessert Company, and that's been doing really well. We've been working on that for the last several years. The brick and mortar location of that one's going to open up in Fort Walton probably middle of summer this year, knock on wood. And I'm a former member of the Destin City Council. I served for 4 years, from about 2016 to 2020. That was a great experience. It was a all volunteer gig, but we righted the ship on overgrowth and development in Destin. We had 20 straight years of just probably approving more stuff than we really could handle in Destin. It was time for a change. And me and a young cohort of other folks got on council, and we slowed things down to a more responsible pace of growth and development that has put us on a better trajectory moving forward, so that we don't choke on our own success, so to speak. And those debates are happening all over the county right now. As you know, I'm sure you guys are covering some of the discussions that are happening in the North End. I've been on a bunch of appointed boards. I most recently have served the Senate president as one of her members on the Florida Historical Commission. I would suggest that personally, I am passionate about collecting Florida history and cataloging it. My wife might characterize it as obsessive, but she's really understanding. And so, serving on that board has been the most fun I've been able to have in government. My mother's a lifelong educator. She served in the district for 33 years as a first grade teacher. My dad served on school board I want to say about 2012 to 2020. So that was several years ago. And so in that regard, I would say, education is in my blood. I care deeply about what happens in our community. I have previously served in some of the municipal capacities and some of the state appointed roles. And I have come back consistently to being worried and concerned about whether or not we're really educating children, whether we're getting distracted by a bunch of political noise on whether we're really moving the ball forward and the needle forward in Okaloosa County on education. We're doing really well. I'm not saying that to say, oh, our hair's on fire in Okaloosa County schools, because we really do have a great school system. And it doesn't take very, go to your left, go to your right, east, west. Things are not as good in Okaloosa as it is in Okaloosa County. So, but we could do better. There's always room to improve. We're in the top 10% from an academic standpoint out of 67 Florida counties, but we're dead last in one category, and that's the average age of our infrastructure. Now, the half-cent sales tax has gone a long way to improve that, and we're going to continue to support that and move the ball forward. But I'd like to see us make some headway on catching up on 30 years worth of deferred maintenance. I want to make sure that we make the investments in the North End that are already necessary, but are going to be even more so as the North End continues to grow, because that's where all the available land is going to be. And as soon as you develop it, you build a home, you sell it, that family's going to come in and enroll those kids in the district shortly thereafter. So we need to be ready for all of that. And I can't tell you how excited I am to run. The response so far has been really, really great. I'm a pretty moderate, reasonable guy, I'd like to think. So I have some curb appeal to a lot of folks, but I'm a businessman first and foremost from the private sector. And I'm hoping to bring that voice in particular to the school district, because the biggest responsibility that the district has, that school board in particular, is balancing that, over $500 million annual budget, prioritizing it, balancing it, and making sure that we don't waste the money. And you really, really do need a private sector perspective to be on that board, and I'm hoping to bring that. I think the voters so far have been really responsive to that. So, we're swinging for the fences and working really hard, door knocking, making sure we get our message out there to people. So, folks are going to see a lot more of me coming up real soon.